You're all welcome. Like we always do at this time.
All right. Welcome to The Good Life, home of The Good Life. My name is Gloria Hazume, and I'm here joined by my co-host,
Malachi Anderson.
And Eric Amaya.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for joining us for yet another Good Life episode, man.
Yes.
We glad to be here, bro.
Thank you. Shout out to every fan, bro.
Everyone.
Shout out to all of the people, the supporters. All right. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, do that. If you're not following the TikTok,
If
please
you didn't
do that.
If you did not see the last episode with Anthony, we love you. I want you to pause this episode right now, go back and watch that episode before you come back over here.
Also, just wanted to say we hit 150
Oh,
followers
we are
on
at
Instagram.
150.
I think we hit it before a little bit after the last episode.
Yeah.
I think we're at 156
We
now.
are doing good. And to all the women, thank you.
Thank you to the women supporters,
you
bro.
to the women
We see your
supporters.
follows. We
Now,
appreciate
if we could get to 100 subs on YouTube, that would be great.
That would be wonderful
100
and
subs on
fantastic.
YouTube. Get us to at least 100 on TikTok. I will be eternally grateful.
Appreciate
Internally.
y'all, man.
So going into this episode, I do want to give all of you in the audience a trigger warning. Today's going to be a darker toned episode. The three of us have decided to come to you guys and to be completely open about our lowest points in life. We are going to be sharing our experiences that may contain like hurting yourself or contain like suicide. So these stories are going to be rough to get through. So if you are easily triggered by that, you are warned, and I'm eternally grateful.
You were told to click off the episode.
Yeah, I'm eternally grateful
through
to
it,
be
we love
able to
you, bro.
share these with you guys.
Yeah.
So this is us being vulnerable with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'd also love to do an episode where y'all can share with us as well.
Yeah.
If you would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
But,
And this is one thing that I do want to say before we even start. If we tell y'all this, we're asking this respectfully. Don't be coming up to us on some jokey type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
this is us. Like we all three of us, we all agreed to do this. We all agreed to come to you guys as the viewers and be completely open with y'all. So don't take that as a joke.
It's also a different type of strength to look at not knowing how many people are going to see this video and be able to speak up upon it. That's a different strength to
That's what
like
I'm
pull
saying.
upon.
For
But
sure.
we do it for all of the men out there who may struggle doing this. You know, a lot
Exactly.
of us are closed off. A lot of us don't want to speak about these troubling times because of the stigma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And I feel like men feel like with their friends and peers or whatever that they can't be honest with them. I think I don't even know what it comes from, because not necessarily all the guys even make fun of you if you start talking about stuff. I think we just predisposed to close off. And so, and this podcast is kind of like a vent for some of us. Some of us, we just get on here to talk about what we're feeling. So,
For sure.
yeah.
All right. Well, with that warning, we're going to go ahead. We're going to be going left to right today. Glory's going to share his experience with you guys. So be respectful.
I feel like mine's the weakest. I shouldn't go first.
You want to go first? Malcolm can go first.
Mine
if he
has to
wants
do with women and like motivation.
Malcolm can go first if he
The
wants
cause of men's sadness.
Oh, good. It's
Woman.
women, and money, bro.
Oh, it's
to.
gone.
I'm down for Malachi going first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Go for it.
Okay, so trying to pick a story was hard.
We had to tell the dude he had to pick one.
Yeah, I had to pick one. I had like 5 in my head. I'll do the one that's most recent for me. So over the summer, I was talking to a girl that was in my history class, and I felt like last semester, because I had graduated, so it was my second full semester here, and I would say I was fairly motivated. I was staying on top of my classes better than I was in high school when I didn't try as hard. So I started talking to this girl, and then being with that girl, we started like going out and hanging out, whatever, right? And then after I told her that I had liked her, she told me that she was thinking about getting back with her ex at the same time. And so that, like,
How long have you, at that point in time, how long did you know the girl?
3. So it's funny because I knew her from my math class the semester before,
Mm-hmm.
but I like seriously started talking to her between like February, and then this probably happened in April. So this is about 2 months.
Okay.
So we were going places, and she was talking about she might get back with her ex. And then I was like, oh, that's fine, whatever. and then she cuts the X off. And so I'm thinking, oh, I'm in there like I won, bro. Like
cooked.
I thought I cooked, bro. And so when I was I would text her, I'd call her or whatever, and then at a certain point, she was just like, I don't want anything, and I don't want to lead you on or make you feel like because I feel like we're moving too fast. And I was like, all right, you know what, whatever.
Wait, quick question.
Yeah.
Is this the girl that I'm thinking about?
You're whispering, bro.
You've definitely.
Is this the girl that I'm thinking about?
You've definitely met her.
Is this
Planet
the girl I'm
Fitness?
thinking about?
No.
Is this when you came to
Wait, it might be. I might have told you. He's met her.
the Planet Fitness one?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah. So what's it called? So that happened, and then we stopped talking, and so she started talking to me again when we went to New Orleans.
Okay.
So because we were in the same class, and so we were in the same group project. So I was asking her because I got a different grade than everybody else. Okay. So I was like, what did you get on here? And she was like, oh, I got such and such. And then from there we started talking again. That was the girl I was on the phone with in New Orleans a lot of times. So, and that's why I got the bracelet for and all that other shit. And so we came back, and then we were doing the same thing. It was her prom, so she was showing me all the stuff. She wanted me to go. I just was in New Orleans at the same time.
It was her prom.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was her prom, and I was in New Orleans. I felt bad. I felt so bad.
How old was that girl?
She was 18.
Okay.
I was 18, fool. You act like I'm like 25, dude.
Okay,
I keep forgetting.
It's just that you're in college.
No, I keep forgetting.
She's in college. She's dual enrollment.
I keep forgetting that Malachi's the youngest in the group chat.
Exactly. So they tried to make me look like whatever. I can't say that.
You make yourself look like that.
I can't say that.
You're talking about prom.
Yeah, bruh. You act like 18-year-olds don't be at prom. You act like it's 15-year-olds.
They do. What?
It's not 15-year-olds at prom.
Yeah.
What's it called? So, we were going out more or whatever, and then like again at a certain point, she wouldn't leave her ex alone because they started talking. I don't remember why they started talking, but she held this grudge against her ex because her ex liked her former best friend over her.
Pause right there, dude. What's that doing to you?
The ex thing?
So yeah, because you're talking to this girl, right? And she's continuously going back to her ex. What's that doing to you?
What's that doing to you?
So
at that time?
at that time, I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm kind of conflicted because I'm like, she obviously likes me, obviously cares about me, but at the same time, she's talking to this ex. Now, I'm not necessarily standing up for myself, like, oh, you gotta cut him off, because I'm not her boyfriend or anything, so I didn't feel like that was my place. But at the same time, I'm a little weary, but I feel like she likes me enough where she wouldn't do anything crazy to me.
But do you think that's like a lack of self-respect?
Yes, absolutely.
Because,
looking back, I would never do that now.
Yeah, because some guys, they're like, if a girl isn't respecting them or they feel like they're being shady in the first place, they'll just skedaddle.
Exactly. And it was, I feel like it's a combination of I wasn't trying to date anybody for a long time and I hadn't been in a relationship. I haven't been in a relationship at that point in 2 years. So I was like almost not desperate for love, but wanting it to work. I was attached to what it was.
The idea of what it could be.
Yeah, the idea of what it could be. And that the fact that I saw some good things, some green flags, that I ignored some of the reds. Okay. Like the massive red that was there.
That's a real thing,
Yeah, because I was like, man, I can make this work. I feel like we're both stable enough, and then I ignored the major issue, and kept pushing it off, and then eventually there was one day where I went to go get her. This was the craziest lack of self-respect looking back. I went to her house to get her. Right, we were gonna go to the gym. And she was on the phone, like, when I went to go get her in her house. She was on the phone for, like, 25 minutes after I got there. And I was like, who are you talking to? She was like, my ex.
Bro.
While you were there?
Yeah.
That's
while
so
I was there.
disrespectful.
While I was there.
That is so disrespectful.
While I was there.
Oh, dude. That's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
That's really bad.
Looking back, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
But I let it go. I was like, you know what? Don't worry about it. She was like, oh, he wants to go, to a coffee shop or whatever and get some shit. And this is when I stood up for myself. This was when I was like, look, bro, you need to like calm the fuck down because he don't want you like that. Because the whole shit with her ex was that he cheated on her. And like he kept being like pushing her away, coming back, all this other stuff. So she kept coming back. And so I was like, bro, he doesn't want you. If he wanted you over the friend, he would come back to you. He would never date your best friend if that was the situation. But she just felt like she could make it work, and she was like, she misses him, whatever, right? I was like, bro, you need to get out of that. It's not gonna happen. We went to the gym, we did our workout or whatever. We went to go get food, and I dropped her off, and I left, right? Now, I talked to her over the next, like, 2 days, casually, right? And then she fucking calls me at night, and she was like, so I went to my ex's house, and...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Day of.
Is
The
that
day that I went with her.
is
Wow.
that when you finally,
cut her off?
or you endured more?
You didn't cut her off after that?
No, I didn't. I kept going. Because I was like... Because she was... I fell for the crocodile tears. I fell for the whole crying on the phone. Oh, I wish I didn't do it or whatever, right? And so I didn't want to get mad at her because I was like, fuck, she's already upset. Like,
If I can,
You didn't want to add
it's
more to
also so it's hard to recognize other people, especially when they're doing you wrong. But I hope there's like some comfort in knowing this, that she was going through a mental illness as well. Like, if you're, what are those people that like do something wrong and they know they do something wrong and do it anyways? There's a title.
psychopaths?
I
Psychos?
Yes, but
Sociopaths?
This maybe it might be sociopath, but my whole point is like that's a real thing. People will not acknowledge what they're doing wrong until after it's done, and then will play the act, and that's a real like mental illness.
Yeah. And it's like she knew that. She was like, oh, I need to heal or whatever, right? Prior. And I was like, all right, that's fine. That's not healing though. And so I didn't want to get mad at her on the phone because she was already mad that she did it because she found out that he was cheating on her. It wasn't the first time they were together. He lied to her and said that this was the dumbest lie. He slept with this one girl when she went on vacation, and he like had the girl as panties. And yeah, and so he told her that he bought her for her. I don't know how you fall for that. I'm like, they were too big for her. I don't know how you fall for that. But
And you're what, 17, 18 at this point?
18.
Aren't you still 18?
I'm 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this happened. Like,
Look at the
this happened,
disappointment
like,
on
a
bro's
year ago.
face, bro.
Oh, so Glory, you should look at your phone. But this happened like a year ago.
Yeah, this was probably June of last year. And then I'm trying to think of what happened. Okay, so I call her the next day and I fucking yelled at her, bro, for like 20 minutes. I was like, bro,
Good for you, bro.
bro, I was like, dog, you're an option.
You were just taking it.
I was done, dude. I was like, bro, you're a fucking option to him. Like, you don't mean shit to him. I cared about you. You don't mean anything to him. If he did that, he wouldn't have just fucking pumped and dumped you or whatever.
Yeah.
I was going off for 20 minutes. And then she was like, thank you for helping me or whatever, because she came out of it, and she was like being more normal. And then so we started hanging out again.
Whoa.
Wait.
Did you hear him?
Yeah, they're hanging out again. But my question is this on some you're trying to get with her type?
Yes. Because
Or
I thought she changed. I fell for the change thing. I fell for it.
Malachi,
I
I
know.
First, I was gonna say I'm really not even mad at you. I'm mad at her. Now I'm starting to get mad at you.
Dog, I would, if I could undo it, I would. So we started going places again and started like being together again. And then she was always fairly religious, but she got very religious at this time. To the point where she was like, I can't commit. And she was trying to get closer with God. She was like, I can't, develop my relationship with you and God at the same time. I was like, how is that even possible? I was like, what do you mean you can't do both? I know people who do both all the time. And so she was just non-committal. There's probably more things I can't think of. I'd have to read my text messages.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, and she would take longer and longer and longer to text back.
So when did you have enough?
So after
Wait, you're currently talking to her?
No, not currently talking to her.
Oh, okay.
After the whole after the ex thing, initially I had contacted like 5 friends. They were mostly girls to ask them for their opinions.
Uh-huh.
And then I just completely ignored everything they said for the most part because I wanted to be correct, and I wanted to make it work for myself because I think my pride got in the way, and I wanted it. I felt like I felt an attachment to myself. I felt like it was like I had to make this work. Like I can do this. I can see the pieces. I just got to put it together, and I can make it work.
Yeah.
So then again, it kept getting the text backs kept getting longer, and I just was like to the point where it was affecting me mentally because now I'm at the point where I'm like unmotivated. I'm tired all the time, dude. Like I was stressed out because I was just like I would be checking my phone constantly. Like, damn, she ain't texting me back yet. Damn, she ain't texting me back. What's she doing? What's she doing if she's not texting me back? Because I don't know about like she could do other shit with her ex and I wouldn't know. And it got to the point where I was just like, bro, I don't know what to do anymore. So I talked to the best advisor I know, Kiavi Tucker.
You're right. I went to Kiavi Tucker. Shout out
Avi. And I told Avi the whole thing. I was like, Avi, what you think I should do, bro? And Avi was like, bro, like, I know that you think that she cares, but her like slightly caring isn't her caring. Like fully caring, fully engaging in you. And I was like, yeah, but it's like, there's hope that it's one day there. And Avi he was like, hope is as hollow as fear. And he was like, you need to like, sometimes you attach yourself to the outcome.
I hate Kiavi.
Yeah, I hate him. He was like, he was like,
don't give me that.
he was like, sometimes you attach yourself so much to the outcome that you won't accept anything else. And so after that, I was like, you're right. This was during a sleepover. Okay. I stopped texting her. I stopped texting her like officially when we and you went to the wrestling thing, and I sent
which one, the first one or the second one?
The house show. The first one.
Okay.
Yeah, when we went to the house show, because I had met her little sister, and her little sister loved WWE, and so I used to text, and so I had a good relationship with her sister, and we used to talk about WWE, and so her sister's favorite wrestlers I remembered were Bianca and Rhea. So I sent her a video of her, and I was like, tell your sister I saw Bianca and Rhea. And then I didn't text her again. And then I think I texted her maybe November, because I saw her on campus. I was just like, is that you? And she was like, yeah, and that's it. But I haven't texted her really since then.
Okay.
Do you feel the need to block her now, or no?
No, because I don't think it was ever that serious.
But you're past it?
I think I'm at the point of self-discipline where I don't feel like I'll ever just text her.
If she texted you right now,
would you respond?
Probably not. I'm at the point where I don't care anymore.
If she
There was a girl I used to talk to years ago, probably like 3 years ago, that texted me out the blue, and I just left her on red.
Wow.
Prior, like earlier, me would have replied like in a heartbeat. I would have just been like, "Oh, what's going on?"
But you're saying you now.
But now you gained that.
I don't care.
But now you gained that self.
My self-respect is just too high for myself now. Like I just don't care anymore. I'm not looking for that type of attention. If it's not, I'll go get it. But like, and if it's like coming from a place of care and interest, and I know that you have good intentions, then I'll accept it. But like, if it's some girl I used to talk to and she's just on some, hey, how are you? I'm gonna ignore her. I just don't care anymore.
Is it corny for the three of us to clap for that?
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to clap.
Just give me a standing ovation
for better habits. For better habits.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
That's a lot, man.
It's a lot, and that's like one of a couple stories.
Oh my God.
None of them occur after this, but they all occur before this. Yeah.
Is it my go or yours?
I think who got the worst story? Should Gloria go last?
Mine's I don't know. Do you want to go first or me?
His is pretty bad, dude. Because I know what
it
he's
is.
gonna say.
It's up to you for real.
Here, let's just rock paper scissors for it.
Okay.
Winner goes.
You want to go do best 2 out of 3?
No, just one. Winner tells the story. All right.
Winner.
Ooh, I get to talk about my darkest times. Ooh.
Okay.
It's actually crazy because looking back at it now, this story happened 3 years ago.
Wow.
And it's crazy to me because I didn't realize how fast time has been flying, you know?
Mhm.
This story begins it begins all the way back of my sophomore year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And it only has a good ending up until last year.
Wow.
So it was 4 years of my life.
4 years?
4 years of my life where I was going through it.
Damn, I didn't know it was that long.
It was. It's really hard to talk about because it was self-inflicted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because it's like you hear people talk about stories and their stories suck because like there's nothing they could have done about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But no one really talks about the stories where like it was your fault, you
Mhm.
know? And it's because it was your fault that it kept getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole story. I was continuously making it worse. I'd like to think of myself as a person who loves love, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I love the idea of being in a relationship. I love loving someone. And my first serious relationship started my sophomore year of high school.
This was with Mary, correct?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
My first serious relationship, name drop is crazy. I don't think I should.
Don't name
Nah,
drop
don't
it.
name
Don't
drop,
name
don't
drop
name
it.
drop.
Don't name drop it.
But she was fantastic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She was religious and she was smart and she was kind. And best of all, she believed in me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
This is
and
your
this
first
is,
serious,
like deep serious.
Okay.
Like
and that's a big thing.
what do you
because-
consider serious? Like multiple months or
Jesus
like?
Christ, Malachi, this man keeps walking all over.
like we went 2 years.
Okay.
But I say serious because she's the first person to actually understand every aspect of me.
Mm.
But this was also during the pandemic. And our relationship at the time wasn't fitting my idea of what a relationship should have been.
Because
Yeah.
of the COVID.
Yeah,
you-
and also because I was childish, you know?
Um,
I thought a relationship was going to be like the movies, you know? We're going out on dates, we're studying together, we're like dreaming.
Spending every single moment.
Yes,
together.
and that's what I thought. But one, her parents were extremely religious and strict. And two, it was during COVID,
okay.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry.
good.
Take your time, man.
So here we are. It's my junior year, and I cheat on her.
Okay.
I don't know why I cheated on her anymore. If you asked me back then, I would have made some stupid excuse, but now looking back, I don't even know why. I don't know if I cheated on her because the girl I cheated on her was objectively prettier than she was, or maybe it's because the girl was able to give me more freedom in a relationship that I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but I cheated on my first real girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going forward, there were so many repercussions to that
Mm-hmm.
because I can't attach intimacy
Mm-hmm.
without an actual relationship. So it wasn't like I just had sex with the person and then they were gone. It was I had sex with the person and now I wanted to be with them.
So do you think when this all was happening, was COVID still a thing? Like where
Yeah.
y'all were still separated,
Mm-hmm.
but okay.
And I really loved that girl. I did. I used to run 4 miles to her house every time just to
Wow.
go see her.
That's love for real, y'all.
Yeah,
That's love.
but I went ahead and I
20,000 feet, bro.
I cheated on her, right? But I didn't let her go. I knew how amazing she was.
So,
And
So
yet-
she kept coming back.
I kept coming back.
so you fought
Oh.
for that.
I
you
was
fought
like-
for that love.
I messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But as much as I loved her, I then fell in love with the person I cheated on her with. I'm now at the point where I loved both of them equally.
And you couldn't have both.
It gets worse
Oh goodness.
because
Oh, I know this story.
the person I cheated on her with was objectively a worse type of person. You know, it's not her fault. well, maybe it is, I don't know. She grew up in a bad environment, you know, abusive household, or like siblings who went to jail, alcoholics, abusive father, like all of that, you know, that transforms a person.
Okay.
And I don't know if my stupid self thought of her as like me being her savior and me trying to fix her, but I now felt a responsibility to this girl I cheated.
To try to fix her?
Yeah. But I also didn't want to let go of my girlfriend. So now it was a constant struggle, right?
Did you cheat because you felt like it was a mission to save this girl, or you cheated out of just like lust?
Maybe at first it was lust. But after the lust, you know, like the first initial time was lust, but the second time was like more like, I love this girl, I want the best for her, I want to be with her. It got to the point where, me and my girlfriend broke up because of it, because obviously it wasn't going to work. But I no longer was starting, the moment me and my girlfriend broke up, I was no longer like starting to actually feel feelings for the girl I cheated on with. Yeah. Because she started showing more and more of her true colors, you know? We get together.
So did you know that before? Like you knew a lot of this stuff before you wanted a relationship with her?
Maybe I saw it, but I just ignored it. You know?
Ignored it, okay.
But it gets worse because we get into a relationship and she starts cheating on me, right? And I let her. I let her cheat on me, and I took it because I said I deserved it. I was like, I cheated on the most amazing girl possible, and I was like, I deserve to feel what she felt. So I was getting cheated on, and as bad as it hurt, I let it happen. And I was cheated on, I say 5, 6, 7 times, but I know the number was higher, you know? And each time I heard the story, I'd like, it's okay. I swallowed it, you know? I was like, I'm going to repent for what I did.
What made you cope with that? What made you accept that in you? What would you do to like just be like, this is gonna be okay?
Yeah, what made you?
I didn't think it was gonna be okay. I thought the end of it was I was going to get to the point where I killed myself. I thought I was just gonna keep taking it till I couldn't. No, that's how I would have repented. And I don't know. I got lucky because the person decided to end up changing for me, and we had enough of the cheating, because during that whole thing I'd kept running back to my ex, promising I'd be different, and then go get cheated on again, and then lie to her. It was this whole constant power struggle.
Okay.
Right. And I did that for 4 years. 4 years. 4 years I was just hurting myself on purpose because I hurt someone else and I said I deserved it. You know? It changed maybe a year and a half ago, and I'm finally in this like healthy relationship, and it takes a lot of forgiveness to get to that point. My ex, quote unquote, forgives me, but I haven't forgiven myself for that. And although I'm no longer paying for what I did, because I've quote unquote like paid for it already, like I was cutting myself. I ran away from home. I slept in my car for a semester.
For a semester?
My senior year.
Why?
I started like having outbreaks, you know. I was fighting with my family because I wasn't happy. It was just it was a chain reaction, but it was all self-inflicted. I kept doing everything to myself.
What made you choose? What made you make a pick?
I said, who needed me more? The girl with the worst background, or the girl who like treated me right? And for a long time, I picked the girl with the bad background, you know, because in my head, maybe I was a savior, and I was also repenting for my sins at the same time. So I picked the girl I cheated on with.
Eric, can I give you a hug, please?
I mean, you could give me a hug, but I'm very much so happy now. If you can come give me a hug. I'm very much happy now. Like, if you see me, I'm a completely different person from back then. But like, it's all a part of growth, you know. If I wasn't able to talk about this with you guys, it's because I was still going through it. But it's ended like almost a year and a half ago. But for 4 years, I was like hurting myself on purpose, whether it was mentally or physically. And
Did you think it would come to get to this point where she would change, or
I thought I was gonna kill myself. I'd rather be dead than like live with that mistake. But the only reason I managed and pulled through is because that person changed.
How much longer do you think you were like? Do you think you could have taken that?
I was getting pretty bad, dude. I've never cut myself my whole life, you know, and the cuts don't show, but I was like, after I cut myself and saw that I could actually hurt myself physically and not just mentally, I started to believe it. I was like, yeah, I could definitely kill myself. Like, I could get there. There was nights where I'd go outside with the kitchen knife and yell at the moon. And I was like, I'll do it right. I'll do it right fucking now, holding the knife to my chest. And then saying, not yet. I have more pain to feel.
Wow. Bro. What the? Damn, bro. So proud of you, bro.
No, but, you know, with the power of the brotherhood and, you know, Ross and my mentors and friends, you know, I pulled through, you know, and especially because of my girlfriend.
Bro, shout out Mary, bro.
Shout out Mary, bro.
Shout out Mary.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Because you would never think that, bro.
No, you look at me now, you don't.
Yeah.
I don't see you as that type of person. I see you as this strong-minded individual.
Yeah, that's a crazy turnaround. What do you think the brother? So did the brotherhood spark the main change, or it was mostly Mary?
It had to be Mary, but the brotherhood like helped. Believe it or not, the brotherhood broke Mary out of it too. Like seeing how healthy a life could be, you know. Before you start your story, I'm gonna put it to charge. Hold on.
I think I had one more question and I just lost it for a second there. Yeah, I remember. Did Mary's change spark your change, or what happened? How did that change come?
Like, are you asking like if
did Mary changing spark your change,
or was your change like, how do I say fuck?
Gradual.
There you go.
My change was. Can you check if that's on, Glory? Like the charger?
Yeah, it's on. It's on.
Okay. Yeah, the change definitely happened. I think part of it, well, mostly because Mary changed, but secondly, I got forgiveness from my ex as well, you know? She knew what I was doing. She knew I was purposely hurting myself, and she was like, as much as I love you and as much I know you won't pick me, I forgive you because I know you still love me. I know you want the best for me. And although you will never pick for us to be together, I'm done having you hurt yourself. So it was like a blessing. She lifted a burden off my shoulders, and that was like also helping me turn a new leaf.
Wow.
Top that, Glory.
I don't have any words for that, bro.
After that story, yeah, I told myself before we walked in this room that I wasn't gonna cry. Yeah, after that story, when I told my story, yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Go ahead, bro.
So this story doesn't go back. They already know the story. This story doesn't go back to 2023. This goes back
22
to, I remember the exact date. This day goes back to August 23rd, 2022, exactly 4 days after my birthday. So I'm a church boy, born and raised. There was this man, his name was Father Everett Pearson. He was kind of like my second father, for real, you know. And he was fighting a open battle with cancer. And I didn't know how bad it was until, and I believe that this was the first day of my first semester at PG.
Okay.
So I get home and I get a call from my friend. This was before I knew Avi. This was before I knew any of y'all. He calls me and he said, "Have you heard about Father Everett?" I was like, "What happened?" He said, "He's gone." When he said that, I didn't know what to believe, you know, because it's like he was there. He baptized me. He was there for he was there for every step of my life. And for him to just say those 2 words, it just changed me. Like, I literally hung up the phone and I literally just sat down on the floor just thinking. But I never cried. Even at his funeral, I tried to hold back the tears. I couldn't cry. But at school, and this when I used to work at Panda Express, I had a friend. His name was Kevin. He worked there. He was the first person to realize that I was going down a dark path. And I kid you not, this guy told me, like, I would say 3 or 4 times that I was going down a dark path. And I didn't listen, like, at all. I would say, okay, yeah, I hear you. But, like, in my head, it's like it went through one year, came out the next. And even when I came to school, I would hide my pain behind a smile. Like, every time I see somebody, hey, how you doing? Hey, man, what you doing? Yada, yada, yada. But I really wouldn't let nobody in. And then my sister said, oh, Glory, there's this thing called DMSI. You should go to it. I go to DMSI. I hear Brian talking, the empowerment, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, do I really need to be in this group? I just said, screw it. Signed up for it. I started going to the weekly workshops. I didn't listen to any of it, but it changed. But I'm gonna get into that. But how I was with everybody, I was bringing them real close into my life, and then I would do something to fuck up our relationship. Like, I would do one big mistake, and all that time we spent trying to becoming closer, I threw it all away. Right?
You were being self-destructive?
I was being self-destructive. And then I met Avi. I met him at the DMSI blast-off. He told me about his story about, adoption. And I was like, I gave him my number. Me and him talked occasionally. And then our connection started growing stronger. Like, it felt like there would be days, right, where I didn't want him around. But then it was like the moment that he walked away and I couldn't see him, I felt like a part of me was missing. And then at DMSI, man, it was at the point now where nobody was fucking with me except for Avi. Nobody was talking to me. At school, everybody gave me a side eye. Nobody was cool with me.
Because you were causing issues with
Because
everybody?
I was causing issues with every single
When you say
person.
issues, like what were your self-destructive habits?
Like, you were talking bad about people?
Bro, I was talking bad about people. I was butting into conversations. I was running my mouth. I was picking fights. I was doing all of that. And then I even tried to push Avi away, but Avi wouldn't push. Avi wouldn't let that happen. But there was one DMSI quote that Brian said that made me go to my first one-on-one session with him. Don't bleed on the person who didn't cut you.
That's so fire.
That's so fire.
Don't bleed on the person who didn't cut you. And when he said that, I was just like, damn, what have I been doing?
Brian,
and I kid you not, even with sex, oh my gosh, I was I'm not going to say that word. I was a serial dater. Like, I'll go from one girl to the next, And then when I went to that one-on-one with Brian, we talked, but it was mainly about school. It was mainly about how I was doing in my classes, wasn't doing so good. But then, cause like with everything was just about school. We really didn't talk about my personal issues. And even at home, my dad was out of town a lot because he was a truck driver. When my mom came home, me and her barely talked. My sister was barely ever home. I didn't have a chance to talk to nobody. But when they were home, my mom was with my dad. My sisters would hang out, and I was just in my room alone. I didn't have no one to talk to. And one day, and then it just kept getting worse until I started cutting myself. And when I started doing it, I don't know why, but it felt good.
It's like a release, right?
It felt like a release. It felt great. But and I kid you not, even Bobby, it was the day that I was going to kill myself. I was at school. I went upstairs because I was really thinking. I was in a bad mood. And anytime Bobby sees me in this jumpy, playful mood. And when he saw me, he was like, Glory, what's wrong? He asked me like 3 times what's wrong, and I told him it's fine. And then he just walked off. But I get home, right? My sister's still at school. My mom is at work. My dad is out of town. Everybody's out the house. I go into the kitchen and I pick up the first knife that I see. And I'm holding that knife to my chest. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying, just end it all. But something inside me told me to call Avi. I call Avi. He's at work. It's a rush. It's rush hour. He stays on the phone and talks me out of killing myself. Like this, I kid you not. For a second there, the knife almost won. I was at that point. And then Avi and me, we went to Ross and Brian, and we told them, right? Ross made me go to the wellness center. Shout out to the wellness center.
Shout out wellness center.
And me talking to them just helped a lot. It helped me realize about a lot of my problems and about that everything that had happened, Kevin backing away from me, everybody going away from me, the serial dating, everything was connected to my pastor passing away. Because that one part of my life just
caused all of this.
Caused everything, right? And you know, the funny thing about this, when I had graduated, I was never able to show him my diploma. That's the one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to show him that I did what he needed me to do, and I couldn't show him.
Bro.
And I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro. You ain't gotta be sorry. That's real shit.
But yeah, like I said, Avi was still with me. The wellness center was helping. I started getting better. I told my parents about it. We all had like a hour discussion about what was going on. And then we all decided that every week we would just all sit down and just talk, you know.
Your family?
Yeah. And everything has gotten better now. Everything's gotten better now. I'm talking to Ross and Brian more. I'm talking to you guys more. I'll tell y'all this now. These guys, Eric, Malachi, Will, Kellen, Kevin, and Avi, I love you guys with all of my heart. You guys really saved my life. You guys are one of the essential factors about why I'm still here. And that means like the world to me.
There's a beautiful message there about having the right people around you. Because Kiavi from episode 3, Kiavi, he's a great support person to have. Not because like he's this almighty or because shoot.
I thought I had to wake up, bro. I thought it was a dream.
Oh no. Not because he's this almighty or because he's like he has his life all together, because he definitely doesn't, but he's there to listen, and I feel like that's what a friend should be able to do for you.
And he did that a lot. Like we would be on the phone, I would be venting, and he wouldn't say a word. He would just listen. And that really helped me through that dark time. But now,
wait, so Michael, I have a question. So, what made you want to bottle up in the first place? And then what allowed you to then be so open and honest later? What was that change?
What made me bottle up? My father. I'm not gonna lie to you. My dad. My dad's African. I'm an African child. He has this idea that men should not cry. I shouldn't have any feelings. I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be going through this stuff because that's something that girls should go through. But that's not the case. We're all human. We all go through the same situations. We all go through the same process. And we're all gonna go through that stage of grief and loss in our life. So that's kind of what made me bottle up and not tell anybody about my situation in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And what made me open up? Avi made me open up. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
She did good.
She went so strong.
But Avi, I kid you not, there's so many. Avi made me step out of my comfort zone. Avi has made me do things that I normally wouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how people tie their hoodies around their waist, bro. At first, I didn't do it because people say, "Oh, that's the thing that girls do."
Mm-hmm.
Bro, all day today, like I've been doing this recently. All day today, I've literally just been walking around like that. People say things about it? Hell yeah, but do I care? No, cause that's me. That's who I am. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now I kid you guys not, I'm a very open person. You guys could come to me, talk to me. I'm an open book. You know, so that's really everything that happened.
So, like, a question I have, because this doesn't necessarily relate to me, but it might relate to both of y'all.
Yeah.
Do you feel like immigrant parents, especially towards the men and their family, do you feel like you're more preconditioned?
You know, it's very funny
to bottle up than the
Yes.
It's very funny. Christmas, my Tío Joel, the most Hispanic man,
Mm-hmm.
Hispanic name. My Tío Joel comes over for Christmas, and we're all eating dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and he talks to the family. He's like, "Do you guys really believe in depression?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Tío." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Cuz Devin says he's depressed, but like, just be happy." And I was like, "You figured it out."
Wow.
I was like, "You figured it out, Tío. I'll never be depressed again." Tío is uncle for you
Yeah.
Americans, but
but
I'm Hispanic, thank you. But yeah, it's very common for like people who aren't from America and like to be ethnic to believe that mental illness is not real and that you're just lazy. That's what my Tío called it, lazy.
So, do you think it comes from a place of like
What depression?
of what made them come to the country, like how the representation of their hard work and like, oh, you can't be sad after everything I've done to get you here?
Yeah. I kid you not. That's kind of how my dad is.
Mm.
He'll be like, "Oh, I went through this, that, and the third, and I didn't do that, so
Mhm.
you could be here
Mhm.
and be depressed about the life that you're living or the life that I gave you." And I'm like, bro, I kid you not. I'm not around you guys all the time.
Mhm.
Y'all, like, they didn't know what was what I was going through.
Mm.
So, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to my parents, but they didn't have, in my eyes, they didn't have the right to say that. Because if you're not around me, if when you come home, if you don't even like take the chance to come to me and actually try to get to know what's going on with me, I don't think that they have the right to say that I don't have the right to be depressed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mhm.
I'm very lucky because my dad doesn't show emotion, but he's also not one to like bring you down for it, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
So like if you are sad, well, maybe he doesn't believe in depression, but he won't say it, you know? Like he'll try to understand. So I'm very fortunate for that.
Yeah.
And you know, Malachi's dad is pretty American, not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Mr. Anderson.
Shout out Mr. Anderson. Adopt me. Wow.
Do you?
But
go ahead.
Wait,
Are you doing the
if I
outro?
if I could like stop both. Where are we in time?
we are
I think we're done.
we got 10 minutes.
Oh wow, what an amazing episode.
This
We've gotten
episode is
through
great.
3 stories.
Exactly.
Wow.
Perfectly
But
timed.
If you made it through this far, thank you guys so
thank
much
you
for
all for
listening.
still watching. But what I want to say is what was I gonna say? Damn.
If
I'm
I
brain farting.
as if I could, if somebody, this is a great, if
Okay,
somebody,
I got a question after your
okay,
question.
if somebody like was in the same position as you
Mhm.
before, or like needed help, what would you tell them?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Bro, just go to therapy, bro.
Mm.
I even said this in episode 1. Therapy is the best thing that can happen for you, because when you go there, it's just a face-to-face conversation. There's no judgment. There's no talking behind your back. It's like if you did something messed up, they're gonna tell you you messed up. You know. Like, what else would I tell them? Don't be afraid don't be afraid to go to somebody, for real. That's really all I can really say, because you're not alone. You shouldn't be fighting your battles alone. You shouldn't be struggling alone.
He's very right.
That's why you have friends. Being like, even like anytime that me and Avi are going through something, we always say this to each other. When I signed up to be your friend, I signed up for those dark times as well. We're not always like being friends. You're not only gonna be there for the highs. You're gonna have to be there for the lows, and there's gonna be a lot of times where those lows are gonna be there. You know.
I do want to mention that, like, and for those people who feel like you don't have friends that are safe to go to, or you don't have family that's like safe to go to, there is always like the crisis lifeline. And although I don't have any experience knowing how reliable they are, it's so easy to just call and try. It, like, if you're already down, there's no harm in just trying, you know. As for my situation, I don't know what I'd tell them, because I'm very lucky, you know. I got lucky that things played out the way they did. And the thing is, would I do anything differently for myself? No. But if someone was going through it, it's very hard to just tell someone stop being stupid, because that's what I was doing. I was being dumb, but I was just, I was ignorant, you know. I didn't want to change. But when someone's stuck in their ways, sometimes you have to let them figure it out. And that's the scary part, you know, because the scariest type of person is one that knows what they're doing and does it anyways.
And they don't do anything to change.
Yeah.
Too real.
This is too real, bro.
Oh, man.
I really want to say that I'm really happy that we had this talk, because this has actually brought us closer.
For real.
I know that, like, the three of us, I have your question still. I know that you guys kind of knew about my situation, but I guess not the details. So I'm glad you guys like got to hear that from me.
For sure.
Mike, I had a question for Malachi.
Okay.
Do you still have the question?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
You've never been like you never wanted to off yourself, or never had like thoughts.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if I ever did, it was when I was younger. It was like really young. I probably was like 9 or 10 maybe.
That's really young.
I was just because.
What you do? Break your Lego toy? I hate it here. Damn it! I'm a Ninjago! I'm gonna do it, I swear. I swear I'm gonna do it. My mom's not buying me another one.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm sorry. We've been serious for like 2 hours. We've been serious for like 2 hours.
The camera turned off, bro. You got the camera dead, bro.
Valerie's like, all right. Oh, Valerie.
Not Valerie's camera.
Cameron, my bad. Cameron's like, I'm done with
Valerie's the car, bro. What was the question again?
He said, "Did you ever want to?"
Oh yeah. It would have been when I was younger, and I don't think I really felt all that strongly about it.
Yeah.
And that was just because I was in a place of, I was a nerdy little kid. Homeschooled, grew up sheltered. Not sheltered, I won't say. Yeah, I won't say sheltered, but I'd say kind of almost disassociated or separate from other people. And so I think I just was kind of like, as I like to call it, socially malnourished. And I was the kid that was like, hey, what are you guys talking about? What are you talking about? Trying to butt in and everything. And I would always get pushed away because I was
the same way.
Yeah, I was that kid. And I don't know. I think people used to just think something was wrong with me. People used to think I was autistic because I was like, not necessarily hyper focused, but I knew a lot about certain things at a young age. So that would have been the point. I don't think I ever felt that strongly though about doing it. I think I just was, but that would have been the time if I ever did it. It would have been then if they had kept going.
I didn't know you were homeschooled.
Yeah, my whole life.
That explains so much.
Yeah,
homeschool kids are really smart.
Yeah,
and really stupid in social situations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Malachi, you make so much more sense.
Yeah.
You did this, Mr. Anderson.
I blame my parents.
Shout out my parents for making me socially autistic. Can I say that?
shout-
I don't know, bro.
But I'm gonna say one more thing, and then we can close it out.
Yeah.
Father Pearson, if you are hearing, and I know you are, thank you for everything you did for me, and thank you for helping me realize what I did wrong. I love you, and you will never be forgotten. So anything else?
That's really beautiful. We can go ahead and end it there.
All right, you guys. Like we said, we appreciate you guys listening. I'm begging you guys, if you guys come up to me and try to make a joke about this, I'm asking you, don't do it to any of us, because none of us would do it to y'all. So
Also appreciate everybody if y'all made it to the end.
If you made it to the end of this video,
thank you.
I'll give
You
a
deserve
big
a round
fat
of applause.
sloppy kiss.
what
bro.
should they comment if they made it this far?
Pickle.
Pickle if you made it this far into
Pickle.
the video. Let's see how many people comment pickle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm Gloria Hazume,
I'm Malachi Anderson.
And I'm Eric Amaya.
and we appreciate you guys for watching, and always to remember to embrace the journey
And
live the good life.
Peace.
We out.